So if you get involved in some certain things, and there are a few things, and you know when you start them that things could be altered by this. You want to do a kung fu class? Fine. It could alter you forever. Are you prepared for that? Do you know what that really means? You think you think you're gonna learn something and then like be some sort of Bruce Lee on the world? Maybe. That's possible. That is a good, default sort of way to think that that's what it would be. But what I'm having, my alarm goes off. I am definitely at work. This is it. This has to be it. You try to get this other job? Oh, yeah, yeah. Two of those. The two of those, how did they go? One of them, once I take these 8 classes, if it's not some sort of somebody's fucking playing a joke or something, yeah, I don't know what to do with it. Like, literally don't know what to fucking do. I send the last email after I'm supposed to get on the schedule, and then my alarm goes off on the schedule calendar alarm, which I don't normally use. Well, for reasons that would be simple normally. Maybe it's just not so comfortable with Google that I want it in my family. Okay. That would be normal. I would think most people would be at least that smart to be like, I didn't, my last name is not Google, so no, I don't want to be Googled to that extreme. But it's not Facebook either. It's not it's something we're somewhere else we've gotten here with these industries, this body of these secular forms where you have to respond to religion without religion in a way, and you get secularized, this, that, and the other. My secular representative of higher self, who, after getting off the phone with my brother, is that one. I am a little bit to the more than 50% over more. Religion didn't get me that. The resultant response to religion with clear error and damaged, well aware. It's the awareness of that being looped in with the clear, not affiliated with that as higher self. Now, this is where the twists and turns go, rabbit hole, fucking, I don't know. And I'm just not smart enough to be broken by it in the way that it would normally be. I don't know what's wrong with me. I still will come and sit, and I have to be in a place and I wait. I have a lot of the dutifulness that the patient believer want to do. There's a lot of that old religion in me that wants to open in him. Let's just sing the songs in the way, but that's not really going to do it. That's not, I don't have a place for the dark God. And then I have the place that I need for my soul. But it's so damaging to whatever the necessity of I don't know. Dude, I don't know. When I woke up, I'll be honest. The scene was like a murder mystery. I had to figure this one out. What I woke up from, I think my room had farted me out. There was fart in the room. I know I am the source of the fart. This is not the toilet situation. No, this is farting. This is farting that is happening during sleep. It's a slow leak of ass gas hovering over the area of your bed because your ass is there and not a pillow under my head at all. This guy must have been knocked the fuck out right where he stands. He must have just fallen asleep and dropped to the ground. That's where I'm at. You trying to puzzle this shit out, huh? Absolutely, because I don't have a memory at all. When I woke up, I had not a fucking clue of anything. I was shocked at the food. It was the situation of what you're going to find when you come to beginning of day every day. It was such a mix mash of not what I would think with no memory. And then it slowly came back. I remember what happened to me. I was telling myself from the position of knower, which I think is affiliated with higher self in a way. And because I use this word access language, it has the voices that it chooses. Some of them I can do, some of them not so much. I mean, they're not mine. If I'm using another voice and it's from someone else, it's they have a credit to give, and I don't really know the proper way to do that. I would say it's not channeling at all, but it's like getting information from the deeper levels of you that you need now because you did something right. And even that doesn't feel completely correct because this is all a method of attempting something new while healing from the same old and trying not to get in its snares. It's very, very. Everybody would have something like that, and if the life of your mind is in real full, like the fire of its life, it is a fire. It has a burning quality. It is a different thing than, say, the liquid quality of mind. Different sort of mind. Both mind. There is mind that is completely considered liquid, and its ways, in a lot of ways, are everything you know about mind. Everything that you are with your mind. But see, we've been told by science that this is just in our head, like in some sort of fucking very false way, and so rigidly had science gone religious. Science does worship God. Its God is this material, this matter stuff and such. They must think it's God. They have to. They're worshiping it like you do a God. And I see this. I'm not the only one. And I see how this manifests into the daily life. And maybe that's the part of the journey that we can be on. Because when you see somebody doing something that's clearly not right, when there was another possibility, I mean, nobody can really just deny what they feel. All right? If you do that, you're a loser. You're fucking up in some way. I would tell everybody to look, if you have feelings, be sure to make sure that you're able to express them. I'm not saying you need to do that every day, all the time, but if you have the ability to really lock in with your emotions on something important, do that and keep it sacred, whatever it is. It'll come alive. It'll be a thing for you, but it could be also the thing that keeps you from waiting for that contact that will take a long time. If you don't have it handed to you or placed in the install position prior to your birth and then set up in the room or whatever, it's not going to be on the fast grab accessible at all. You're going to have to really slow the fuck down and stop your movement and stop your mind for you ever to really lock in on it. There's no other way around it. You can get secondhand fucking connections like that people have established with practices that have been doing it the whole time and keeping a lineage going forward with it that they do. and share it and are. Oh man, what are you talking about, dude? What is this shit you're saying? So I was knocked of all the cares of the daily life, all the detailed weird facts of daily. It's like they're gone. Like, what does your memory happen to you? I got hit with this emotional train, and I stood on the tracks like a dumbass. Like, I don't know that this is about to be a train and this happened to me, because Asmongold has a dad, and his dad fucking dies. He disappeared because his dad got sick, so he's not doing his podcast shit, but his dad was on whatever team him of it that would be. And then he's telling the people that are like already involved in whatever way that, how do you not find out? I told you. I heard earlier another person say, but I've been waiting for this guy's videos, and in some dumbass way, I stand right in front of the train. Because when he says it, I don't know what the fuck he thinks he's doing if he doesn't see the train come out of him. I'm trying to get a handle on that. What's going on, but what's going on that everybody's able to lock in and feel it. And people are, because people, myself even, when dude got shot recently, there was a murder. Everything about that thing being a murder, from the before the murder period of time, very right before, like probably the life of person doing murders adjacent. The why they would say that, because whatever is going on is already murderer is already murdering or something. Whatever I need to tell you in that language, weird. Let me say it that way so that you can know it's because the guy is going to murder her or whatever the fuck. And as in my world, that's being affected by it, as I was affected. I seen it as a gonna be murder, but possible spiritual sacrifice. Like the guy says, I'm gonna put myself on sacrifice. They're like, no, you can't do it. Don't. No, we need you. No, you need me to do this. No, don't do it. It's stupid. Don't throw your life away, dude. Invested it. So then it takes me for the ride, or it always has. I don't have the foolish thinking of what's going on in this is irrelevant or stupid or somehow divorced. Am I, when I could composure back up, I can feel each time that the dances, whatever it is, because you're going to have it, you're going to feel it. It's not, but look, when you're empathic, and you can be not empathic and having your own emotional experiencing and get something of this would occur, I do not think at all you're going to have an empathic drop from other people in the world occur in some alchemy shit that's going to transform you in the way that I'm having the experience. Because what I heard about this form of process was very new. I'd not heard it before. It was like Carl Jung's special book, color red book, the one I don't want this book out until I'm dead. Yeah, he has one of those books. He writes it down because this guy's and his other guy, Mr. Sigmund fucking Freud, Sigmund Freud and this guy are the two foundational thinking fathers of everything we call psychology. Like straight up. And then you would think one I'm lean more into Carl Jung. I'm my mind and that guy's mind are the similar. I not so much think like Mr. Freud. Freud brain, my brain. No. I don't. I don't think we'd be good friends. And that's fine. I mean, that's life is full of those experiences. Sometimes you have to not be so good friends do the work. Sometimes you got to be almost adversary, not murder, death, kill this person here, that person there. But when you do, come to the conclusion somebody got to die, something has changed. And if it's somebody else, fine, that's fine. You live in that world. But when it's involving you and yours, whoa, people will say, and rightly so. Okay? Rightly so. I don't think it's too much of a stretch to then begin to entertain a level deeper of things. It's like I'm not telling you about something that you shouldn't be able to come to a conclusion this or that way. And it is a this or that because it is or it isn't going on. There is something here or us before or there isn't. And I have to hope, for whatever reason there could be hope for one other person, that it's easier to say something isn't, and it'd be a lot faster thing to say and be wrong. Because that would have to be going on. There's got to be too many people that just had to believe there isn't to get on with business and business occur. That seems legit. That seems way more fit than fact. That is way probably. Look, so you don't have what do they say? They call it cognitive bias. If you are so cognitive biased that you don't go the way you go without checking, that's cognitive bias too. I must add, it's cognitive bias of the opposing thing, because it is. There's this and that, and yes and no, and all this world is this and that, yes and no. The occult person is taught to introduce the third principle always, and to introduce it with their own self at it. This is not the standard process of thinking. This is not the school's teaching. This is the way it is instructed by society secret, which is already a problem with this occult shit. It's occult shit because it's trying to be occult. It's like you have a problem with the not truth. It's because the truth stands above it. And it not so good when truth right there is it. Truth is not anybody's friend. Truth is not able to pick you as its best bud. Truth is going to be the most violent actual thing that there can be. That is the teachings. That is where they go. It's not going to be your buddy. It's going to be best friend. It's going to be a lover that you can bed down. Humans. This is the four forms of our story world's errors that play out always. Oh my God. I guess I've got stomach issues like a son of a bitch. They began yesterday. They began earnestly as I began to walk them out. I began to fart yesterday, and oh, what a great feeling. When you fart and you must release, check yourself. Be very careful with this freedom, because damage your underpants you could do. Because once that wind you let loose, isn't windy, man, you done doo-dooed. Yes. I start singing the Bean song, sort of like funny. No, and I don't like to fucking make videos and just fart, just human this or that. There is a little bit of attempt to professional, but then like how much do you have to actually modify the person for what you're going to do? I mean, I think a meditative address in some form of way your visage, your body, you put your shoes on, you put your face on for work to go, all these things, these are basically the vehicles that you would have the same relationship with the car. You need to put the oil in, you need to do all this stuff. This is what it is with the body too. But this is where it gets fucked up because you don't get your fucking body repossessed in a normal occurrence. You could have a car, you could lose a car. You could have a wreck, you could get here to there and die. You could go the longer distance, make it and be fine all day long on a plane, on a train, on a boat. We are in a new era. But every get in the vehicle and travel is a certain amount of overhead probable damage occurring. Definitely going to be costing you. You don't think that I don't give a shit? Wrong. I am very give a shit about a lot of the part of the process of driving that not only did I not have the car get to be used in the way, I had this very strange sensibility of my mom because it was her car and she died. I'm not saying there's no ghost in the car. I didn't say nothing like that. Her memory and the car came back more into a proper form, and it got at the intensity it got when it was useful more to me, where I am useful to other people, was when it was able to be gone. And I seen the usefulness of that as it left the place finally. It was not doing me but damage in that area that I was trying to keep in whatever shape alive. And these are some of the strangest forms of ghosts and duty and work that you're never going to be able to fully part ways with because they're like that far. They're too much of your body process in the mind with the body doing work. There's your three right there. You could thank Mr. Cliff High for that one because he would bring this out in his way he do shit, which he says things very strangely his way. And, you know, people do that. They're going to leave their signature on their lesson if they're trying to convey and teach, convey another person is a very strange duty bound gift that you can do in your giving what you know. Some people want experiences other people have gone through, not as a teacher would have the experience and given it to a student. They want to know about that fucking accident the person had and how it played its role forward in their life for all kinds of different reasons. They ain't looking for you to instruct them on shit. They do want to know the facts and details, and they want them. They want to know. They don't want the substitute version. They don't want the guy who didn't uh, first in race, place, this and that. People diverge. Their hunger for things is only satiated by their quest in getting it. You don't know what it is. But that's a good fucking that's the working mechanism of the life of it, but it has a life, and that's what's going on, and it's some form of I don't want to say anything bad about it in a ritual sense, like evil remembrance ritual number 2. No, because that's not what's going on. The humanity is enriched by pageantry done well. Memories told correctly in the form of songs that sound good are doubly pleasing unto a very real God when addressed in praise. You're praying for your enemies in beautiful song. What do you fucking think would happen? You can get this compounding force that's going to hit you. Now, I don't want to be on the fucking tracks again at all. I'm an American. I'm is equally on the matter. But when I stood there in front, and then I've got this picture, it's got to be so much of a younger him. You know, I've got this weird thing with faces. When I see people's face and I recognize them, it does not go away. It is strong than a bitch. It is almost from the early age. If I see a face, I remember a face. I've got facial recognition recall of another sort. Real fucking good, they say. Real fucking high on the chart tests. And how does this affect? This is something that does affect you, because if you, maybe you have a guy that runs the elevators, some weird fucking job, you were working for a 3-day period in 1995 when your very early career had begun while still in school. And then once you're out of school, a couple years, graduated, call it 10 years later, that guy's at a job and he's doing the same thing. You're like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you can come to you can pull somebody, when you tell somebody that you are remembering them in the way that you were in the elevator 10 years before, and there he is again in the same position, you don't think you're doing something to that person? Nobody does that to them in the day-to-day. Who the fuck do you think you are doing this person, yanking them out of time and taking them to some other place? Why would you do that? Look, I'm telling you what the possibilities that already are operating, existing are.